Hello, my dear friends, and welcome once again to the story time video. Today, we are going to listen to a story of a girl and a bird. The name of the story is Jimmy and the Bird. Before that, please subscribe the channel if you are new to the channel so that you will get more videos of such stories and you will get the notification and the playlist where all the stories are given. The link is given in the description box. Okay, and if you like my channel, if you want to help the channel, you can click on the supers button. So let's start. Jimmy and the Bird. Jimmy was 9 and lived with her mom and dad in a very small town. Okay, most of the houses were grey and small and had tiny gardens where not many flowers grew. So she had only been at her new school for a few days, so she hadn't made any new friends yet. Jimmy loved birds, okay? All types of birds she liked. Sometimes she wished that she had been a bird instead of a little girl. An old lady lived next door, and Jimmy was so happy to help her out by feeding her bird Garriger. Bird Garriger is a small bird with a long tail. It looks like a parrot. Okay? The old lady had some beautiful pictures of birds on the wall of her house. Okay? Kia loved looking at them, wondering what their lives were like, how they sang, or even if they just squawked. So one day after school, she was at the old lady's house and she couldn't take her eyes off a picture of a bird that looked like a large parrot with bright orange feathers under its wings. A voice said, "It's funny you should look at that picture. That bird is called a kea. They are from New Zealand on the other side of the world. Some people call them naughty parrots." "Wow, really?" said Jimmy. "Naughty parrots sound like fun." She looked around, but the old lady was fast asleep in a chair. "Who said that?" whispered Jimmy. "But geese and parrots are related, you see. So I know quite a lot about that branch of our family." Jimmy looked up and the budgie hopped up on a perch and rang its little bell and then seemed to wink at her. "Did you just say something?" asked Jimmy. "I knew you were right sort of a girl the first time I saw you," said the budgie. "What do you mean?" asked Jimmy. "Wait a minute. Am I talking to a budgie? I must be dreaming." "You know what birds are saying and even feel what they are thinking. Not many girls are like that," said the budgie. "You can talk," said Jimmy. "Well, budgies are known for it," said the budgie. "Yes, but actually talking, saying proper things, and not just who's a pretty boy then." "What am I thinking now?" said the budgie. "That I'm just about to say something, that I sometimes wish I was a bird and then I could just fly around in the air as free as a bird," said the budgie. "When you come back tomorrow, can you bring some grapes?" said Jimmy. "See, I told you, you are really a bird girl," said the budgie. "And I think it's time I told you about a special magic spell. Now close your eyes." Jimmy closed her eyes and suddenly some magical words came into her mind. They were a mixture of singing and the most beautiful bird song. Her face lit up with a huge smile. "Now close your eyes again. Whisper those words and see what happens," said the budgie. Jimmy did, and the next thing she knew, she opened her eyes and gasped. She was fluttering gently in the air. She flew up to a mirror and saw a beautiful little yellow bird with a red beak and green wings looking back at her. That jungle bird is your bird shape, said the budgie. And when you need to just whisper those magic words, then to turn back to being a little girl, just whistle 3 times. Jimmy whistled and she was back in human shape again. Wow, wow, that was just amazing, gasped Jimmy. Tomorrow, please bring grapes, said Jimmy. The budgie happily rang its little bell and Jimmy went off home. The next day, her class at school went to visit the local zoo. All the kids were really excited. But Jimmy was the most excited of all as she planned to spend as much time as possible at the birdhouse. A group of kids went all around the zoo looking at the animals. Jimmy watched a polar bear splashed about in its pool and suddenly a robin landed on a fence right next to her. The robin looked at her with its bright little eyes and suddenly Jimmy understood what the robin was telling her. Over in the birdhouse was a new arrival that badly needed a friend. So Jimmy skipped over to the birdhouse and couldn't believe her eyes. So many different kinds of birds, all happily chattering away, and some even imagining they were back in their homes far, far away. Finally, she came back to a cage and was amazed to see a very beautiful but unhappy looking bird that looked exactly like her jungle bird shape. She thought quickly and whispered her magic spell. Instantly, she found herself inside the cage, perched right next to the jungle bird. The jungle bird was so surprised it nearly fell backwards. Then it told her how lonely it was with no other jungle birds to talk to. The jungle bird told her all about its homeland and all amazing trees and butterflies that lived there. Jimmy was entranced. Then the zookeeper walked past and saw 2 jungle birds in the cage. There's something funny going on here, he thought. Where did that other one come from? Soon the zookeeper came back and with the head bird keeper. Soon the zookeeper came back with the head bird keeper. But by then, Jimmy was back in human form, standing outside the cage. The bird keeper said, "Ah, see another jungle bird in the cage." I had just seen another jungle bird in the cage. Jimmy said, "No, I cannot tell a fib. I haven't seen another jungle bird in there." Next thing, the jungle bird started pecking hungrily at its food. That bird has hardly eaten anything since it came here a few days ago, and we were getting worried. It seems to like you, said the bird keeper. Maybe if I come back every day as a helper, the poor jungle bird might cheer up and start eating properly, said Jimmy. Don't see why not, said the bird keeper. In fact, that's a very good idea. See you tomorrow then, said Jimmy. She winked at the jungle bird and the jungle bird winked right back. So this is a beautiful story of Jimmy and the bird. How did you like it, friends? Okay. So I'll be back with the next story in the next video. So if you like this story, to help the channel, you can click on the supers button. Okay. Till then, take care and bye-bye.